Hello, this is Peter from Front End Charts, and today I'm going to show you how to create a bar chart using React with no other libraries. So this tutorial is on frontendcharts.com/react-barchart, and in it I show you how to create this bar chart, and it's all created using just React. What I'm going to do in this video is walk you through the actual code. The code is on Codepen. There'll be a link down below in the description of this video. If you look at the HTML file, you can see there's a div element with ID app, and that's going to be the wrapper for our React component. Our main React component is called barchart. Before I show you the detail of that, I'll show you where it's rendered down here. So this is where we render barchart. So the barchart component has state, which contains an object called data, and this basically has an array of data. Each element is an object with name and value. You can see they correspond to the bars in the bar chart. Okay. Our render function is here. Let's look at what it returns first. So it's basically an SVG element with width and height, and inside the SVG element is a G element, that's a group element. We've got some text here, which is the title of our chart, and then we've got another group, and within that we render bar groups. Bar groups is defined up here, and it's basically this.state.data, and we map over that, and for each element we'll be outputting another group, and each group will be translated depending on the index of the array, multiplied by the bar height, and that's what gives us these bar group. So a bar group consists of a label, the actual bar, and a value label. So each of these bar groups needs to be rendered successively downwards, okay, and that's what this translate here does. So the bar group, the props we pass in is D, and that's going to be the actual individual array element. So the first one will have D will be an object with name Monday and value 20. So we're passing that through to our bar group component, and we're also passing in bar height just so that it knows what size bar to render. So let's now look at bar group. That's this function here up at the top of our JavaScript. We define a few variables here. Width is a scaling function. Width scale is a scaling function, and all we're doing is just multiplying by 10. Kind of depends on how large you want the bar chart. I've just kept it simple for this example. For the bar group, we calculate the width, which is basically how wide the bar will be, or how long it is, because we'll be reusing that value for both the width of the bar and also the placement of the value label. And then we've got quite a lot of elements here within the bar group. So we've got a text element. First of all, that's the name label. So this shows the name of the element. The interesting parts of this is really we pick up the name from props D name. So this D here is what we passed in from the bar group here. And next we have a rect element. So what that is the actual rectangle, which is the bar. Y is just a tiny bit of padding because we're multiplying our padding by 0.5. That's just so that the bar kind of lies in the middle of the space it has. The width is the actual length of the bar. That was calculated up here, and that's dependent on the actual value of the data. In effect, it's these values here, and that's really what determines the size of the bars. The height is determined by bar height, which is passed in from the bar groups, from the bar chart component, and we also set the fill, so the color of the bar. And finally, we have this text label at the end. We give it class name value label. The position of it is basically the bar length minus 8. We set the position of the label, or the vertical position, to be halfway down the bar, and we use this alignment baseline attribute so that the text is aligned about the center. And finally, the text value will be the actual value, so that's props d.value. Apart from that, there's a bit of styling. So we've got we're using a Google font, Lato, here. I think the main thing of interest really is the hover. So we've got this nice hover where if you hover over it, it fades out the other bars. And the way that's done is this here. So we've got some CSS to say if we hover over the entire chart, then the opacity will go down to 0.3. So that's what does the fade. But obviously we don't want to fade the bar that's been hovered over. So we've got this extra bit of CSS here, such that if the actual bar group that you're hovering over, we keep the opacity at 1. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. So if you did want to actually see this in more detail, then I suggest going to the actual tutorial on frontendcharts.com/react-barchart, and you'll see each of the separate steps and explained in a lot more detail. This video is really just to kind of walk you through the actual code on Codepen. So do play around with it and hope you're able to understand how it works. And if you do have any questions, then just put them down below in the comments. Otherwise, have fun with this and hope to see you on another tutorial. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.